Alright, so call me crazy if you like, but I'm playing around with my new bag here, and I think I found something interesting. So I'm just going to take this hat, because I think it'll be the best demonstration. It's some kind of, fabric or whatever. It's a hat, so it's got some amount of bulk. This is the kind of thing that usually compresses pretty decent with a vacuum sealer, of course. And you can see that, again, for something like outdoors, a hat like this, which you'd probably appreciate a nice warm dry hat on a cold night like that, out in the rain or whatever. You can't just squeeze it. It won't, I guess I could probably break this thing, but it doesn't allow air to squeeze out from this. However, I was sucking on it just to figure out how the thing worked. Of course, I suck on things when I want to see how they work. So that was one sort of inhale, about as much as I would inhale on a, blowing, the equal amount that I would blow into a balloon, blowing up a balloon, like one lungs full of air. But I don't know if you can tell, we're starting to see some vacuum here. Let me, I'm just sucking on this thing as if it was a CPR mask or something. I'm sort of putting my mouth around the green part there, and for obvious reasons I'm not putting that on the video. Alright, another one lung full of air, and again I think you can really see it starting to compress now. Now I don't think I'm ever going to get as powerful as the vacuum sealer here, but what I'm getting at is that this seal thing works even if you don't have the, got spit all over it, but it works even if you don't have the foodsaver thing. So that's kind of neat. Now I'm going to go ahead and cheat a little bit and just break the seal. I just did that for effect. I'm going to break the seal here though and squeeze out as much air as I can. Just physically out the seal there, and then I'll squish it and then reseal it. The best way usually is to kind of roll it, assuming the bags can take that kind of abuse here. Seems like they can. So I've just kind of rolled it up like a snail to squish as much air out of the fabric as I could, and now we're a good way towards being vacuum sealed at this point. A lot of the air is gone, but I'm going to see if I can't, using my opposite of CPR technique here, see if I can't get some more air out of this without the machine. Again, that was about as much inhale as I would give to a balloon on an exhale, and I'm surprised at how much air I was able to suck out of this thing. Now, I think if this thing was full of gasoline or something, I'd be sucking out gasoline, so it's not an ideal option here, but the reason I'm even bothering with this, the reason I think this is neat, is again, one of the problems when you vacuum seal a bunch of your equipment, like gauze bandages for example, once you vacuum seal them and get them in that little tight part of your first aid kit, but then you actually need 2 or 3, and you open the thing and they go from being this thin to this thick. This looks like you could actually in the field, improvise a way to get maybe not a complete vacuum, but a heck of a lot of vacuum into something. My lungs getting kind of worn out, but I'm going to try one more time here, see if we can get a little bit more air out of this hat. It's getting a little tough. It's about like sucking a milkshake from a straw or something. I'm getting a pretty good vacuum in my mouth there, so I could probably get a little more air out, but again, I'm pretty surprised at the amount of vacuum I'm able to get just, pulling air with my mouth out of this little seal. Now I can't do it with my lungs. Now I'm using the suction of my mouth itself because it's tougher. But, wow, I think I've really gotten a lot of air out of there. I'm kind of impressed. So I'm going to see if I open this. You could almost hear like you do when a vacuum seal thing happens. But again, it really did a good job. So the seal definitely works, while the vacuum pump is obviously a lot easier. Again, I think this is actually I like it even better for a field use. So, you can improvise a vacuum with just the bags themselves. So even if you don't have the $20 to buy one of these, perhaps think about investing the $7 or $8 it costs to get 18 of the bags and have some reusable bags that you can do a field expedient vacuum on.